if you look at that, you gotta say Wings have probably got the advantage here, but teams match up in different ways, and just because they beat EET, it doesn't mean that Anexis are, gonna lose this game.
I'm gonna agree with you here, but the slaying power we saw coming out for this, coming out from this Wings team, first game, it was completely like breathtaking how they played in that one. And as we can see, Goldry picks up Anexis Link. Kills being traded out right now, but he does eventually fall to Stuart, and we'll hop on with Manbog, who's getting kills in the middle of this map. So right away it's looking very contested, but these spawns are in Wings' favour, which will come in huge for next hill.
Obviously that impacts how the game goes, and spawns is a huge part of this map. As you guys can see, the length of the map is extremely long, and because of that, spawns make a key role. Heskey with a 3-piece there, and that's going to help his team get spawns, but he has been shut down, and Wings are still holding spawns, so that kill was extremely important.
Definitely was. Unlucky for Heskey there. He did start off the game 0-1, but comes in with a 3-piece, trying to get his team those spawns, but unfortunately he can do the job. And that's going to affect this next hill big, as Wings get control of this cell block, and going into this one, it's a long rotate. It's probably how much time are you giving up if you get completely slayed out? 10-15 seconds?
You're giving up a lot of time, and spawns are extremely key on this hill. And I mean, when you've got bad spawns and trying to push it, it's just extremely hard to break. And if you fail your first time, you're just wasting so much time. It's just not a good position to be in.
And Heskey's uncle does fall there at the back. Long rotation time come into effect, and right now you're starting to think about this this graveyard hill.
I think both teams need to start thinking about it. 15 seconds left. As we can see on the map, the whole Anexis roster is rotating. Juve has been picked, but Heskey uncle gets the trade there. And currently Anexis have the better spawns, but we have seen time and time again teams hold this next hill with bad spawns. So we'll see how these two teams match up here. Link with another pick.
Right now the teams are going 1-for-1 in this slaying battle, but right now we're seeing Anexis take control of this hill, and that's huge for them. First time they're really getting.
Yeah, it is, and Juve got a good 2-piece, and Stitchy's having a really hard game, 1-6, and he's actually got the same amount of kills on his teammates as the other team, and it's really not good.
Definitely not. And as you see here, Anexis they don't actually take control. They slay down 3 of these Dreamy Wing players, and right now, what's the difference maker between these two teams?
Slaying power right now, as we can see by Anexis' roster, they're all negative, or yeah, now they're all negative, and that's made a huge impact here. And Dreamy Wings once again, now they've got good spawns as well, so they've had good spawns on both money hills, and that's something we saw from Anexis last time they played. They really didn't play spawns well, and they need to get that communication going.
And right now you see Stitchy is 1-8 right now, and he's normally their main man for slaying, so right now him having a bad game, it's really affecting this roster.
Yeah, he usually shows good production. There's another 3-piece taking all members of Anexis down, and they're all in really bad locations right now. They're really struggling to break the hills and keep spawns, but Stitchy 1-9, he's usually up there on the kills department for this team.
Definitely so, and Goldry there can't quite capitalise on the 3-piece, but Jago picks that one up, and right straight away, that's Anexis slayed out again, and they are now at over a 100-point deficit. Can you see a way back into this game for them?
I'm not sure. Heskey's uncle falls off the map here, and it's really how the game's been going for them, really, and they've had nothing to answer back with another player falling off the map actually there.
Goldry.
But deficit's just too much now. I can't really see them coming back here. I mean, Stitchy's had an awful time, 1-11. He really needs to step up. He has a chance to get some picks here. He has got 1 kill, and he has got 2, so he's starting to show a little bit of production here. He has been shut down though, but 3-12, it's not the best of performances.
And is this something you're seeing from this Anexis side quite a lot now? Like, they'll say winning the easier games, but struggling in the harder ones.
Well, we've always said that with the problem with this Anexis side, you usually have 3 players or 2 players performing and 1 having a hard game, and here we're seeing Sir Stitchy having a really rough game, and it's happened to every member of this team, and it's a huge problem for them.
Right now it does look that way, and it's looking like a potential blowout. Looking positive for them going into the S&D.
It really isn't. I mean, Wings will be looking to keep on to 50 points, and that's just how you want to start the hard point, embarrass the other team, and right now they're doing this. Look at Madmog there. taken 2 down. I don't know what Anexis were thinking there. Just have 2 people standing next to each other, just sitting there trying to gun him down, and it really wasn't good from those 2, and he just gets an easy 2-piece.
And he is on a 5 streak right now, 140 in the hill, and that play there, getting that 2-piece, it did force Anexis out, and they are now spawning out.
Yeah, and that's been a common theme. They keep spawning out. They've not had spawns at all. And we started saying how Stitchy was not having the best of performances, but look at his teammates. He's actually not really far behind them. All of them are having a rough time. He's now 2 behind Hesky and Juve, now 1 behind them. And really, I mean, we need all the members of this team to step up and make some plays.
And they do need to break this hill now, which they have done through Hesky's uncle, because if they didn't, well, they would have lost it right there, and they haven't even made 50 points yet.
Yeah, I mean, Wings are going to look to keep him under 50, and that's just huge and pretty embarrassing if you are an Anexis. Getting blown out like this is not what you want to see. They're 2-1 on the season. They think they're a contender for top 6, and they want to try and get that. But really, this is a blow, and this is why Dreamy Wings will be a really competitive team in this league, and I think they're a team to fear. They're blowing out a good Anexis side right now.
And like you were saying previously, Anexis think they're good enough to make top 6, but after this game, can you see that being the case?
Well, I see they've got a crucial game on Sunday against Lizo, and that's going to be a big decider between those 2 teams around the same position in the league, and that's really going to be a crucial game.
Right now, we are seeing Anexis grab some time here, but they do need to think about this next hill as well. We're on board with Stitchy, who is going off. He is now on a 5 streak, so right now he's really stepped up his game, and he's showing us what he can do.
Well, it's just weird how he starts the game. I think he was 1-9 or 1-10. Now he's the top Slayer on their team, and it just goes to show how bad the whole team have been playing.
Link there with a 2-piece as well, but right now Dreads is contesting this hill. And does it go in their favour? No, Anexis still have that. And they also have the spawn, so right now things are looking up for Anexis.
Yeah, but with 7 points for Wings to get, I don't see anything happening from this. I mean, Link's been changed, Stitchy got 1, but he's also been traded out. And
that's looking
I mean,
like game.
I think it's just too little too late for this team.
And Goldju falls off the map there, and that could be crucial for this team, because he was in a very good position to take some of these Anexis players down. But like you said, like, I don't think Anexis can come away with this game, but any kills now are big kills, simply because it will give you some momentum going into that S&D if nothing else.
Yeah, that's starting to all heat up actually, and it's going to give them a boost in confidence. If they got blown out and got kept under 50, I mean, that obviously does damage to your confidence. But now they've got 130 points. It's looking up, but all their players have just rotated. But the other team has pushed the hill. They're trying to keep this going, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. And they're all getting picked right now, and that should be game.
And we did see there at the end of the game, Stitchy also had streaks, so would that have been the best time to call him in right there?
Maybe, but as I was saying, too little too late from this Anexis side. None of them performed well. Stitchy arguably performed the worst at the start of the game. Really picked it up and ended up being probably one of their best player actually. And I mean, you just can't have that. He starts 1-9, and the production from his teammates just was not good either. They literally
with simply because we'll see what he's got going. Like I said, he heated up towards the end of that that hardpoint game, and he did bring his team back into this one after starting off 1-9. So we'll see what he's got going for his team here as he pushes towards the platform area of this map and waits in his bar. And this Dreamy wing side is very aggressive. Stitch does pick up 1. Can he get the second? Not quite. All 3 players for the wing side were in that mid area, so kills were traded out there, and Anexis done a good job there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, obviously they come out with 3 players and Wings come out with 2, so obviously they did a good job.
And the key there was Anexis decided to play slow. Maybe they watched the gameplay of Dreamy play S&D last time out, but they are a very aggressive team. But right now, Wings have came straight back into this one, and they cleaned that one up in a 2 versus 3, and that is not a round you want to be losing if you're Anexis.
No, it really isn't. I mean, they all just bunch up. Really, if you're going to go into a head-to-head gunfight, maybe you guys should be aggressive. They just allowed the other team to be aggressive and pick them 1 by 1 and just take the round. And right now, it just seems like Anexis are not confident coming against this team.
You need to be grouping up, and so you can trade them kills, but they just weren't doing that at all.
Yeah, and again, another pick for this wing side, and I really don't see what Anexis is trying to do. They're all playing really deep, as you guys can... Oh, no. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
And they've
Jago
both
picks
been
up
banged
too.
up.
Jago picks up two, and
Again,
now it's only Heskey left. We'll hop on board and see what he can get going, but straight away he's gummed out again, and what are Anexis doing wrong here?
I don't know if they're doing anything really wrong. They're obviously bunching up, and I think they're a little bit too worried about the other team. I think they're maybe a little bit scared of this team. I know that sounds weird to say, but maybe they're just not confident. They don't believe inside that they actually can win this game. It doesn't seem like they're trying to attack. They seem like they're playing passive and just trying to stop the other team instead of beat the other team.
I think that is the reason, and right now they're not playing as a team, and that's the reason that Wings are doing so well, and they just see that Anexis cannot handle these aggressive plays.
And it's really hard to believe for me that Anexis haven't picked up at this wing side, or sending 3 at least every round to the middle. I think they sent 2 that round, but they're at least sending 2 players each round to the middle, and it just seems like Anexis are not picking up on that. They're not communicating well, and really they should try and play to the strengths, play passive at the mid, get the picks as the other teams play aggressive on them. But once again, they send 1 there and he just gets picked.
And right now we will hop back over with Diego, who's had a very good start to this game. 4-1 to start off, and we'll see what he can get going again here. And again, we just don't see any mid pressure at all from this Anexis side. And are they giving up too much map control?
They really are, and as I was saying, it's like they're worried. It's a 1v1. This is the best situation they've had all game, and that's pretty sad for this team. And they've lost it as well, and they're 0-4 down. This wing side, strong on S&D, yet to lose a map. This is only their 2nd series, however, but still, they went against 2 decent teams, and right now, they've dominated them.
4-0 right now in favour of Wings, and there's not a lot Anexis can really do to break them down, but one thing you've got to see is you've either got to see them start playing aggressively or put on the mid pressure. On board with Heskey's uncle now, but this round you do see that not as much mid pressure is coming away for this this wing side, so it's interesting to see, and Heskey is set up for this round, so I think they've realised they've played their luck a bit too far, and they're just switching up to see what they can get done.
Yeah, they're going to have to try something, and as I said though, look, they're playing passive here. They really do need to get around. They finally got the first pick, and I think that's first time all game. That actually might not be, but every time they have got the first pick in previous rounds, they've been straight away traded. They've actually got 2 players down for this swing side. This is where they have a chance to actually take a round, and really, we need to see them do it if they want to have a competitive game.
Another kill, and right now, this is the best round we've seen them play. Like, they've sat back, they've adapted to what Wings are doing, and right now they're looking promising to take it. And that was a very, very big round there from Heskey's uncle, taking 3 players down for this Dreamy Wings side.
Well, if you think about it, the first round where Anexis came out looking strong, they put themselves into a 3v2 situation. They also had bomb down, but they bunched up behind this tank right here, and all 3 of them dropped to only 2 players. I mean, if they changed that round, this game would be 3-2 and extremely close, but I mean, Anexis are definitely not out of it.
Definitely not. I mean, we've seen reverse sweeps before in this league, so it's simply just a case of Anexis keep doing what they done in last round, stick together, play as a team, and just play for them trades on the Dreamy Wing players.
That's exactly what they got to do.
And shots being exchanged in the bedroom area. We'll hop on board with Dreads. I think he was the man in contact, but right now we will see this Anexis side start to rotate as Heskey's uncle's taken down by Goldra in the middle area, but Juve takes out one player. But they've got to be aware that this man is in bedroom, and I don't think they are. And that's a good trade again by Juve. But like I said, they're not aware this man's in bedroom. Juve didn't see him. That must be them camera angles.
It must be them camera angles, and we know them damn camera angles on this game.
And he is in bedroom, and he's missed him again. Is Stu blind, or is that the camera angles?
I don't know. I mean, you got to ask him what size TV is this guy playing on. I mean, on the edge of his screen, maybe he needs to drop down to a smaller monitor or something. But they're in the corner of his screen. He's just not seeing these players, and if he did, he would have been able to give information to his other team that was up, and maybe they could have played around that.
Definitely so, but I think you've got to give credit to Wings. We're saying what Anexis could do better, but Wings are just playing so well right now that there's simply not a lot Anexis could probably do.
Yeah, there really isn't much, and another first pick. They've got 2 down here, 3 down, and this is game over.
And straight away they're completely slain out, and that just shows the teamwork that they've got going.
And, I mean, this team is scary. How they just dominate teams. They played a 2-0 team in EET, dominated them 3-0. They're playing a 2-1 team here in Anexis, like a currently 4th. Yeah, but they might be forced out because you can spawn slightly out. You know, you still you spawn relatively close to the uplink portal, but there are situations where you obviously do spawn out and it gives the other team a chance to relay, and that's what you want to see them avoid here.
Straight away, Diego guns down Anexis Juve, but Link with a 2-piece now. Diego's looking for that player. He does gun down Heskey, and right now it is looking in favour of Wings, even though Anexis Link got that 2-piece. And anyway, St. Diego picks up the ball, and Mad Mog right now is 3-0 to start off this game. He is having a cracker, and so is St. Diego. So right now it's looking in Dreamy Wings' favour as Dread gets a 3-piece, and that portal goes through for a dunk. So right now
it's already happened, as you can see by the map. Look at where the Nexus are spawning right here. They've already gone to spawn out, and as I was saying, they just need to avoid being embarrassed. And I mean, right now, looking at the locations of players on the map, they're spawning out. Wings have already got points on the board, and another one here, 3-0 up already. This could be a laugher.
And Mad Mog was 6-0, eventually gets shut down, and Juve is the last man standing. What can he do over at this ball point? Gets gunned down again, and right now this Anexis side is getting completely gunned down, and they're not answering at all.
Yeah, they have no answers. They can't answer back here, and Wings have just got complete control over this game. And luckily for Stitch, he picks up that guy of the nade, because if he got those points 5-0 up early, that would have been a problem.
Oh, and
already with
Goldry.
3 points, and still
Goldry gets a huge 2-piece there, and as you can see, is it just the team chemistry that's lacking, or do you reckon these Anexis players are giving up?
I don't know, but if you have noticed, for the whole game, the Nexus have actually been spawning out. As we were just saying, it's extremely hard to make players spawn out on the uplink, especially on this map. This team have done a fine job at that, and he's about to hit a 3-piece. Gold with a 3-piece, stopping the Nexus' push there, and he saves his team there. And again, crucial kills. He hits up his 4th kill as well. He's going to look to try and get some offense in. He's picked up his 5th. What is this guy doing? He's picked up the ball now, thrown it on the ground, trying to get some aggression here. He's picked up his 6th kill, almost got a 7th.
And right now, this is looking very, very dangerous if you're Anexis. I mean, getting completely outslayed. The only man that is somewhat positive is Stitchy, but you got Goldry 10-5, Mad Mog 7-5, Dread 7-6, and right now they are just looking so dangerous. But Goldry misses the portal, and how big could that be going into this second half of the game, or second half of this half?
From how I've seen the Nexus play, that's not going to affect them at all. The Nexus haven't really came close at all. First time they got close, Goldry shut them down with a 3-piece. And, I mean, at this rate, Wings are comfortable.
And right now, it's just not looking good for this Wing side, and there's not really a lot this Anexis side, sorry, but they do come in with a dunk of their own, and right now, things are starting to look up, aren't they?
They are. Juve there. He's on a 5-kill streak here, Juve, and he really just has helped this team get these points on the board. He needs to get this one, and he has. It's 3-3. And as I was saying, it looked like Anexis were dead and buried a minute ago. They come out, prove me wrong. As Mike says, luck of the caster there. I just call out, Wings have complete control. They shouldn't be worried about the scoreboard. And Anexis just fight back and fire back and get some points on the board.
And that just shows what an exciting game mode Uplink really is. Simply because one team were going for it and simply just turns around like that, and Wings back in with another dunk, so they have control of this game once more. But after seeing what Anexis just done, I think they do have the fight in them to come back and win this game.
We need to see Juve perform like this a little bit more. He went on a 5-kill streak, and, you know, was the main man leading them there on that push. He helped his team get 3 points. If he didn't go on that kill streak right there, they probably would have 0 points.
And he is starting to light up right now, as are all of these Anexis players. And right now, you look at the slaying column, and it's starting to look very, very even. And if you're Anexis, you've just got to be saying, let's keep this slaying going. And you know these guys are going to be pumped.
Yeah, and luckily they might be able to get some offense in right here, and maybe get a low-key 1 point. Juve runs the wrong way, unfortunately. I don't think he had any chance of getting that. He had 4 players around him, but very unfortunate.
Do you think that would be wing players and let his team get up a bit?
100%. He probably should have just sat there and tried to get a couple kills. And, you know, he's actually 14 and 13, and it's probably the first time I've actually seen Juve, both players, Juve have some good performances on this map earlier on the season. He's continuing it here, but it just looks like Wings have a little bit too much for them.
We'll take a look at this scoreboard, and this is probably one of the first times we've actually seen Juve go positive in a respawn game, but right now he is looking very, very strong.
Yeah, indeed he is, and you need him to keep this up. He was their main man for that push. He allowed his team to get 3 points on this uplink, and you want to see him continue this, but Link, I mean, since his first 2 games of the season, we just haven't seen the same Link at all. He was one of the top slayers in the league, and he's really dropped down on his kills per game, average KD and everything, and it just hasn't been good for Link these past 2 series.
And will we see more points coming in here? We'll see another dunk. I'm not sure how that managed to find its way in, because there was 3 Anexis players there, gunning players down, so is that a surprising point on the board there?
Well, we need Anexis to try and jump into the portal and obviously stop the uplink going in, and that's literally what went wrong there. I don't think any of them attempted to do that. They all attempted to get the kill, and again, it's just a flaw of the communication on this side. They're 9-3 down now. Wings are just taking control, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be quite comfortable for the rest of the game.
I mean, right now, like you said, it's 9-3, and it's going all back into Wings' favour, so like you said, it's not looking promising once again for Anexis, but we did see them turn up towards the end of last half, and it was a completely different game going into that, so we'll see what they can do here. As Stitchy makes a big defensive stand, gets a 2-piece, and that stopped more points coming in, so his team may thank him for that later if they can find a way back into this game.
Yeah, but with 9-3 down, I just don't see it happening. Just really not playing well as a team here. I mean, Stitchy, he's having a much better performance, but once again, it's just not enough. This whole roster just need to sort some of their issues out, really.
And we do see Heskey's uncle is 20 and 19, and Stitchy's 20 and 13. So right now, it's not even like they're being outslayed. They're just being completely outplayed, and Heskey is shooting bodies. So I'm not too sure what he's doing right now at 11-3 down and 2 maps down as well.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what Heskey's trying to do. I mean, if I've been straight honest, this is one of the first games I've seen him positive for quite a while. And, I mean, you're 11-3 down, shooting bodies. It really doesn't make much sense to me.
If anyone's going to be shooting bodies, it's got to be Dredge, sitting at 26 and 19. And he's also got 4 points on the board, so he is having a huge game for his team, and right now an MVP of this game.
Definitely, that's exactly what I'm saying, and this Wings team actually can afford to shoot bodies. They are not being challenged at all. The Nexus just don't have much to answer back with, and that's 4 down for Nexus once again. And this is why Wings are just such a dominant team.
I'd just like to say as well, Dred's got 3 of them kills out of the 4, so again, he's just showing he's such a monster when it comes to this slaying power of the team, and they just can't find, Anexis don't have an answer for him.
Well, Madmore's just picked up 2 kills. He's looking for... He's got a 4-piece here, and that was huge. Madmore allows his team to only get 1 point, but the 4-piece in general was just extremely nice to see.
Definitely so. We didn't catch that, but Stitchy picked up a 2-piece of his own towards the middle of this map. But
Your boy picked it up, don't you worry.
Diego comes back, and he gets gunned down by his own team, so... Right now it's Madmog, the only one left alive, and he's just spinning a basketball in the Anexis spawn, so it doesn't seem as though he has any worry coming into the last part of this game.
He really shouldn't. There's nothing to worry about. Their team have controlled the game for
And
the
Jago
whole
with
series.
another 3-piece there.
The Nexus haven't had nothing to answer back with, sadly, for them.
Right now, looking as though it is going to be a blowout. And if you're Wings, are you looking to get more points at the board, or are you just thinking, look guys, we've seen this one out?
I think Wings don't care, to be honest with you. They've won the game now 3-0. That's 6-0 map count since they've been in the league, and for them on the season, that means it's 7-6 map count for them, 2-2. I mean, I just don't want to know what would have happened to this league if they entered it in on time.
I mean, especially as they played some big teams to start up with, like Lucerne and was it Lizo, the other team they played. So, I mean, it definitely would have been some good matchups starting off in this league.
Yeah, unfortunately, two teams, Internet Cafe and Hound Esports, both, you know, kind of gave up in the league. And, well, unfortunately for Internet Cafe, it wasn't their fault. They didn't know it was a variant league, and they signed up. They thought it was an S&D, so they had to back out. And then Hound, I just don't know. After their first loss, they just seem to not be too happy with it. Stitchy finds a free kill there. Pad them stats.
Definitely so, and I think Diego has stopped playing towards the end of this game, so it was 3v4 for them, and we still didn't see Anexis get any points on the board.
I was seeing him get one late with a camo, but that's just to be expected, and unfortunately for Anexis, they just got completely outplayed by Dreamy Wings, and Dreamy Wings now 2-2, and really another dominating performance. Beat EET convincingly, now beat Anexis convincingly. They're going to be looking up the table and definitely be looking at top 4 placing.